It's good. No echoes. Thank God. I was so worried because, like I said, that I interviewed this girl named Busy Bunny, and she was like super shy. It took us about a year to do it, and then when she was on, it would only echo her stuff, not mine. So I
Okay.
was really worried about
Uh,
that.
I wondered if it was because they had their audio coming through their speakers and it was doubling up through the microphone.
Could
Because I
be,
know that's been an issue too.
dude. I haven't done one of
Oh.
these in about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, a little nervous, a little rusty. I'm like, do I? Where are my questions at? I haven't cleaned my room for you. Just kidding.
Nice.
um, let's see. Let me let people know in Discord.
Me too.
Cause it's funny, we were, playing this for what 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, and
Yeah.
it was like the day of, it was like, hey man, you still still want to do it? Okay.
Yeah. No, it's been planned for a while. Yeah, we mentioned it, we spoke about it, but it's crazy how time is just flying.
Oh, it is. It is.
Just flying. Like, oh my god. I can't believe it's like almost Christmas and then next thing you know it's gonna be the new year.
Oh yeah.
And oh dude, like it's insane.
No, it's nuts.
It's insane.
Um,
How's your week been so far?
it's good. Just working a lot. Like I'm super pooped. A lot of people at my work are sick, so I'm covering for a lot of people. Even tomorrow and stuff, it's gonna be like 9 hour shifts here, 10 hour shifts there.
Okay.
But it's good. Good money.
Oh, of course.
Got
Of
to get
course,
those
especially for the
Steam
holidays.
cells.
Yeah, it sucks. I've been hearing that COVID is getting back up there, and at least in our location anyway. But you don't really hear about it on the news, just through family that work in the
Yep.
industry, like in the hospitals and stuff.
My coworker, he came down with it.
Oh
So my dog has been good the whole time. Aerith, what are you doing?
no. Tale Chico. Hi.
Hey,
Hello,
Chico.
Chico.
Versailles, thank you for that follow. Welcome in.
Oh shit, Versius is here.
Versius. So I don't know
What's
if
going on? Holy
Versius,
shit.
what's good? Oh, she just
That's
says
a
call you
sight to see.
Chico.
There you go, Chico. How are you? My name is John, aka Juice.
I'm Kurt, aka Sea Wing.
Yeah.
John. Okay. Well, I'll call you. I don't know. What do you prefer? Do you want me to call you John or Juice or?
No, whatever you like, John or Juice, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Cool, cool.
I go by both.
Same here. Same here. Unless I'm in
Juice,
trouble.
Juice is fine, I suppose. I mean, that's what everyone calls me
Uh,
on here, so
let's
just Juice
see.
is good.
Versius says, "Good to meet you. I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? Oh, we're good. We just got on. We were testing things out. I just learned a new thing I'm gonna do next time. I got to get it all set up in the lighting and stuff. But I want to do fancy stuff like his grocery store thing, aka the Enigma.
There you go. Let me just get the chat open here so I can see it. I'm well. I'm good. I'm good. Preparing for a move. I actually
Oh,
just did a podcast recently. I just got off one. I interviewed another person, and I have all this packing I need to do. I'm so lazy. I don't want to do it.
it's rough. It's rough.
Uh, and Versius, I see you. How are you doing? Merry Christmas. It's good to see you, Versius.
Juice and
Juice and
his
green screen
greens
skills.
are insane. Hey, Spark, what's going on? Spark
Hi,
says, "What's up?"
Spark.
No, I remember. Okay, so I went to Juice's channel. We met through Frank as a Dark Boy, and I went
Oh
to your
wow.
channel, and I remember you were like, "What's the 1028 in your name mean? Like any significance?" I was like, "Oh, it means my birthday," and you're like, "Oh
Hmm.
shit, today's your birthday?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, it's like October 28th is my birthday." But like you went through this whole thing and like green screened me in a hot tub, and then you went to my Instagram. But you're like, you got these
Yep.
crazy skills with like Photoshop and green screening and stuff like that. It's my memory of you specifically.
I love that.
See, I'll be on. I have a meeting at 2 p.m. Okay, no worries. He's on that Eastern time, Spark.
Yeah.
And we had this debate, by the way, because I know you're a foodie.
Hmm.
He likes New York pizza. I say throw it away. That I just get rid of it.
Whoa.
Just get rid
Throw
of
away New York
just
pizza. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Hot takes.
yeah,
Hot takes.
yeah, yeah. got canceled already.
Not even 5 minutes in.
Versi says, "Oh, moving. Hopefully not too stressful."
Yeah, I hope hopefully not. There's a lot of stuff to. The good news is we can move stuff into the new place already. So and we have until Saturday to move everything. But the end of the month, really, we have the apartment until. So
Ah,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's so far so good.
Let's see. Versi says, "Getting thrown in the hot tub is an honor." Oh no, no, I was in there. I was in there, and he wrote went all the way down to my Instagram feed to my very first photo and wrote a comment on there.
Yeah.
So, um, how's
Thank you,
his
Shika.
audio, by the way? How's everyone's audio? Is there any echoing or anything? Are we all good?
Test, test, test.
Yep.
1 2 1 2. And thank you, Shiko. I appreciate that. Throwing into the hot tub was an honor. Versius, throwing you into the hot tub was an honor. That was
Okay.
fun.
They're saying it's good.
Okay, excellent.
All
Audio,
right.
audio, audio.
So we can get into it right now. We got people here. Audio's good. No, you guys sound and look good. Thank you. Appreciate that. My dog woke me up early, so I was like, okay, I can actually get a shower. And I was gonna throw on like a beanie and stuff and just get on with you, but I was like, no, I'll actually shower, get clean. Um, but all right, welcome my guest. Look at all that juice, aka John, for joining us. Thank you. It's been about a year and a half since I've done one of these, so I'm a little rusty. But thank you, man. Thank you. We've been
Of
talking
course.
about this for a while, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually my very first time I've ever been interviewed by anybody.
Really?
So this is fun. This is gonna be interesting for the two of us.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Juice sounds good. You sound like a hater. Wow. Wow. I sound
Spark.
truthful, sir. How dare you? Really? You've never. Okay, so you're usually the interviewer.
Yeah, normally, even back in my YouTube days, I always did the one. I was always the host, never
Ah,
the interviewee. So this is interesting.
cool, cool. And then if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask also.
Of course.
All right, so here we go. First question: what got you into gaming?
Into gaming. Oh wow. Well, that goes back, and I'm aging myself. NES, the old NES. Actually, even before that, or
Hmm.
was it around the same time? Does anyone remember those old handheld video games like the Tiger handhelds, like the blip blip blip, like
Yeah.
really annoying sound, but like yeah, started with those. And my brother, who is a few years older than I am, he was old enough to know what video games were, and he was the one that asked for like Nintendo and the Sega systems when we were younger. So I mean, it was just one of those things. I was always into cartoons, right, when I was a kid. And I always associated video games and cartoons as one, like you're playing an interactive cartoon. And it started off with Nintendo and just never left me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Oh, it's a good thing.
the yeah, yeah, it never left me. So it's always evolved ever since, and that's how I got into the video games.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember the first handheld game that you played, or
Handheld game. Oh wow.
was it the we're talking about the Tiger, so it was like the pinball or the baseball?
Correct. I think it was. I want to say it was either. I think it was Batman, like a Batman handheld, or those Game and Watch, where it's sort of just like
Oh, okay.
we're just running from one ladder to another to avoid projectiles or whatever, something like that.
Dang,
But
man,
I can tell
classics.
you that the I'm old, yo.
That
I can tell you though that the first video game I played was definitely on the Sega Master
yeah,
System.
that's yep.
Was that the one that had like a black light gun
Yes.
as well?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was the first system that we ever received as a gift from our parents, but it was a gift to my brother, and he couldn't get his grades up,
Oh,
so they returned it.
oh,
Biggest tease ever. And I remember playing like some racing games, and then eventually our parents got us the Nintendo, and the
nice.
first real experience was Super Mario on the NES. So that's
Classic.
that's so that's where it kind of started, and then obviously it evolved to like other systems and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Nintendo, definitely Nintendo, the old NES.
Classic.
Yeah.
Red Shadow, thank you for that follow, by the way. Red Shadow 2000,
Yo,
2000
Red,
yeah,
welcome
Red.
on in.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've only interviewed jobs before. Does this count? It could. Do they film it? Do they film it? Interview process is actually a really good idea. I might have to steal that idea. I'll give credit though. Hey, I've had people do that already. So thank you.
There you go.
All right. So Red Shadows in chat, welcome in. Good to see you.
Red,
Um,
red, red.
let's see. It's a pleasure to get a good chuckle, indeed. Um, let's see. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
So how long have you
It's
been
all good.
streaming? Okay, so I know this is going to be a two-parter.
Hmm.
So you said you were making content on YouTube first.
Yes.
So it's going to be a two-parter. When did you start on YouTube? What was the content, and then when did you start on Twitch?
Oh wow. So the reason why I started on YouTube is because my friend ended up creating a YouTube channel. And he was very successful. So that person was Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime.
Yeah.
And when he was my IRL friend, well, he is my IRL friend. So what happened with him was that I ended up meeting him because I used to work at a video game store in Canada, a place called Microplay. And we rented games, we sold games and whatnot, and he was one of my customers. If anyone knows Harley and his gaming experience, he really loves Halo. Okay. And I was able to hook him up with early copies because obviously we get them a couple days early. He would come in the store and be like, "Yo, you got that Halo too?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got it, I got it." So I would hook him up with the copies, and we've been friends for the longest time. Just to give you an idea, like Halo 2 and the Halo original Halo. Um, so I don't know how long after we met, Epic Mealtime started, and when it started, obviously he was blowing up from the get go, and in and around that time, I had lost my job because
Oh,
acquisitions and whatnot. So I lost my job, and I was thinking about what else I can do instead of looking for another job. I was thinking, man, in the meantime, while I'm collecting unemployment, let me try and work on this hobby of YouTube and making videos, and that's where I started this channel. Look at all that juice, and we're talking about 8 9 years ago now. And the reason why it started like that is because we were into Gears of War, me and my buddies. We're about 5 people. And they were like, let's start a channel. But I was like, I don't want to just be about video games. I want it to be about other IRL things.
yep.
Because at the time, KSI and the Sidemen, that was the big thing on YouTube. And they were doing not just FIFA, they were doing a bunch of IRL stuff. And I was thinking, man, we need to come up with a name that's broad and all this stuff. And we just came up with "Look at all that juice" because it was a phrase that was spoken in Gears of War, and
Coltrane.
it's like at the time, yeah, at
Yeah.
Coltrane, everyone knew Gears of War at the
Yep.
time, and we were just like, yeah, let's do it that way. And I was doing a whole bunch of videos for that, gaming, paintball, different things. I mean, the channel is still up, obviously, but and you can go back and see those videos. And yeah, that's how it started. It was basically because of that. I was inspired by Harley. He was killing it with Epic Mealtime, and I thought, hey, how hard could it be? And yeah, it was pretty hard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Until this day, like listen, 8 9 years of YouTube experimenting, I still haven't had like a video that's gone viral. It's been super difficult. Like obviously consistency is key. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube or anything, consistency, be consistent. And during those years, Harley and my other friend on Twitch, Duo MTL, another IRL buddy, uh, they both kept telling me, "Why don't you try streaming?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, maybe one day, whatever." When COVID happened, unfortunately, I lost my job again because this time it was because of
Shit.
COVID.
Yeah.
I ended up finding a job that was remote, working from home, and I wanted to put something in the background, so I started with Netflix and I put on Twitch. I had Duo on. I was watching him, and I was like, you know what? This guy's having so much fun, like talking his smack, playing games online. I was like, this is really fun. Let me give this a try. So I finally reached out to Harley. I finally reached out to Duo, and I was like, okay, help me set up. And they came over. Well, Duo came over. Harley tested out my stream, and that it started from there.
That's cool.
And when I first started, I was actually a Call of Duty Warzone streamer
Oh,
because
okay.
I was inspired by Doctor Disrespect, Nick Merckx, and Tim the Tatman. Those were the main three that I was looking at, and as you can see from my green screen stuff, I was heavily inspired by Doctor Disrespect and his production value,
Yeah.
and that's where the whole green screen stuff happened. But I didn't have a green screen yet when I started. I was actually streaming on an iMac. And for those that stream on the Mac, get a PC. don't don't stream on an iMac. It
Hmm.
is very difficult to stream on an Apple. But yeah, that's it started from there.
What are the challenges versus streaming on a Mac versus a PC? It sounds like.
Uh, a lot of well, first of all, performance issues.
Hmm.
From what I understand, is that I'm not a computer guy, so I won't be able to explain as eloquently as someone who's on
Really?
PC
Huh.
would be able to do it. But basically, everything's on Mac, right? You can't like the I don't know how to explain it. Well,
It's
besides
like,
of how the system is run, it's not efficient. But more importantly, if ever you want to, you're using OBS. If you want to do any different things, different features that are a regular person could do on their OBS, it's chances are you won't be able to do it using a Mac. For
mm,
example, if I wanted to capture desktop audio, I have to download another app and have it speak to the program. Like it's just band-aids upon band-aids upon band-aids.
that's
Simple
lame.
things like voice mod, for example. Unless it's changed since last year, voice mod wasn't available on Mac.
Huh.
So if you there's so many programs. Like imagine trying to run Tangia or Viewer Attack or even like a regular TTS on PC versus Mac. Mac, it's just band-aids upon band-aids. Like you probably get it to work, but it's not easy.
You're gonna have to have all these
And
different programs open and ah,
everything is catered to the PC, and you're setting yourself back. Even in the computer I was using, the iMac I was using was like a $5,000 Mac, and
Jesus.
because it was a gift from my old job before I left, and it was beefy, right, by
Yeah.
Mac standards, I suppose. And it was having a hard time. Like I couldn't stream Call of Duty at 1080 60. I had to drop it down to 1080 30, and in some
Mm.
instances 720 60. So it's a great gift. It
Yeah.
was.
Well, geez, at that point, you might as well just
Yeah.
stream on an Xbox or a PlayStation if you're going to stream at 30 frames.
Well, you know what's crazy is I was on console the whole time, so I
Oh,
wasn't even. And forget about
dang.
trying to stream games on Steam. Like 90% of the games on Steam are for PC, right?
Yeah.
So there's that too. So yeah, don't if you're gonna stream on Mac, keep the streams to a minimal. Console, yes, console, and forget about computer games. Forget about Steam games. Like you're strictly a
Interesting.
console gamer.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
saw you earlier. You're playing Halo Night on Xbox. If I,
Yes, Hollow Knight. Yes, I was playing Hollow Knight because of the achievements. I don't mind.
ah.
Like I can play the Steam games no problem, but because of Xbox achievements, I'm sort of like I want to get the
Oh, okay.
achievements. So.
I gotta ask, what's your score on Xbox? What's your achievement score?
Oh, let me turn it on. I
Okay.
think I'm at 200 under 300,000.
Oh wow, you beat me, you bastard. I'm at 119,000, almost 120,000.
Yeah, well, you have to remember though, I used to work at the game store and I had all the games at my disposal, right?
Well, our
So
lives kind of
I was
parallel,
ahead.
dude.
Okay.
I worked Halo 2's launch day at EB Games.
Did you? I was
Yes.
in line. Okay, this was really funny because I worked at the video game store.
Uh huh.
When it was released on release day, I had already beaten it.
Oh shit.
But I had pre-ordered the legendary edition. I still have the helmet.
Same here.
I had
It's back here.
yeah, I pre-ordered the legendary edition, and I was all smug in line. Like I was like, yeah, I beat it. But yeah, I ended up yeah. So yeah, I remember I was there for release day too. It was really fun.
Dude, I remember working Halo 2's launch at EB Games. I was the assistant manager, and the line wrapped around the building, wrapped around the Starbucks. We opened up at 12, ended up closing up at 3:30, 4 in the morning.
Those
It
were the
was nuts.
days.
Yeah, yeah.
Those were the days, man. Like you don't have lineups for video games anymore.
No.
And now my gamer score, I just booted it up, 238,750.
Oh, I hate you. I'm just kidding. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because I'm working on Steam achievements too, and then a little bit of Xbox. I'm actually what I just did. I just got all the achievements in MK1 on Steam, Xbox, and PS5. I'm trying to do 3 games at the same time on
Oh
each
my god.
system, but it's rough.
Yeah.
Ribs Chirino, how's it
Ribs.
going? What's up, Juice? He goes, hello, everyone. Hello, Juice. Hello, chat. Ribs, welcome in. Versius Ribs. Okay, here we go. Okay, everyone's saying hello. Perfect. So you started streaming on Twitch. We got that one out of the way. I was going to ask you, which you already answered, the origin of your screen name. That because I remember when I went to your stream, that was the first thing. I'm like, oh, dude, you're a Gears player. Okay, I know that for sure because of Coltrane. That's a quote. I actually went to your channel earlier today because I was going to ask about if, the meanings or the origins behind your emotes or channel mascots, but yours seems to kind of be all over the place with like their internet memes. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I did that is because again, I come from the world of sales, and I say this quite often is that with sales, I always think of in terms of promoting yourself, in terms of, for lack of a better word, selling yourself. I'm always trying to look for uh what's the phrase? Like sorry, what's in it for me type of thing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to creating emotes, when it comes to even my hot tub stuff, I'm always thinking of what can I do for the viewer. And I try not to make emotes directly associated with me. I try to make them so universal so that anyone could use them anywhere. So, for example, the meme emotes, the Homer Simpson,
Yeah.
the Forrest Gump, anybody could use that. Like if people said like juice everywhere, it may not necessarily apply to everyone's stream. And on top of that, when you use them, I try to make it so that people ask, "Oh, whose emote is that?"
Yes.
And I've gotten exposure and followers because they say, "Oh, that's a cool emote. Who's that belong to?"
Yep.
And I feel that because it's a universal thing, like a meme or whatever, it could apply to anything. Like even the cat bop,
Yep.
right? Even though it's pretty accessible through 7TV, but yeah, I tried to use that just so to make it universal. Like even the things that I say, like welcome and one more, hold
Yeah.
on, it's fine. Those are things that a lot of people say, and so that's why I wanted to make it in that theme.
No, that's really smart because I've said this
Yeah.
before in past interviews. Some of the best advertisement that you can do for your channel is your emote. If you can make a good one, people, even if, let's say hypothetically, if your channel sucked, people would still sub to you just for access to the emotes. And you can
Exactly.
like, yeah, no, I agree. Universal ones. My rule. This is back when Twitch used to do. Remember, it was like five. You only had like 5 or 7 emotes that you could make right away before you hit partner.
Mhm.
So for me, I was like, you could do 4 universal and like maybe 1 inside joke to your channel, but the rest should be applicable to any situation that can go into any channel and catch somebody's eye. I've seen it before. I've seen like Zara go, oh my god, whose emote is that? And click on that and
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're very smart, very smart.
Yeah, it works. Thank you. It works really well. Like I try to use things that I just touch on the fact that whenever I do my intro, right, I say my name is John, aka Sirius, aka Juice, and Sirius is my original gamer tag on Xbox, SER1OUS, right?
Oh, okay.
And the only reason I chose Sirius is because during Halo, every time every time someone got frustrated, was they always say, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" And then because of that, I was like, "Yeah, I am serious." Like, oh, because my name is always spoken, and so
Yeah.
everyone said serious. All of a sudden, I own that word. So I'm very grateful that I'm being known as Juice. So when people say Juice, they more often than not they associate with me if you know me.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Well,
that's
what if
kind
they
of kind
said you can't be serious?
of. Well, either way, it's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm serious.
Hey, Ribs, thank you for the
uh,
follow. Appreciate that. And I hope you're feeling better. I read that you weren't feeling well or you're recovering. So I hope you're feeling better there, Ribs. Thank you so much. Oh, you know what's crazy? I can swear up and down. I've seen you on Epic Mealtime.
yeah, I've done a
I've seen you
few
in a couple
episodes.
episodes. Yeah.
The earliest episode you'll see me on is Turbacon Epic. It's the very first Thanksgiving video,
Okay. Okay.
and if
I've seen
you
you.
if you if you fast forward towards the end, I'm sitting next to Harley. I'm the one that gives the high five to the Bigfoot.
Yeah. I think the first episode I watched was the fast food sushi where he
Okay.
garnished with baconators, and then I watched the Thanksgiving one where he just everything got stuffed and stuffed and stuffed. Okay, I have seen you. Okay, now that
Yeah.
you mentioned it, I'm like, dude, I've seen you.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's been a while. It's been a while.
Are there any upcoming games that you're looking forward to playing or streaming?
Well, right now I'm killing Hollow Knight. I'm gonna be doing I'm doing the last two achievements. Hopefully today, the 1000G is going to be obtained from Hollow Knight, which is so difficult. But upcoming games, I don't think there's anything on my radar. I know I'm kind of in the middle of RoboCop.
Oh, nice.
Um, your channel's 18 plus, right? Or it's not?
Yeah, no, it's 18 plus.
Okay, so I'm shooting people in the dicks exclusively in RoboCop.
Yeah, that's the first shot I
Only.
did. Yeah.
But in terms of games to look out for, I'm not 100%. I'm not even sure what's coming out. I haven't really paid attention to the award shows,
Hmm.
other than like the trolley moments from uh, the little diss that the voice actor did to Call of Duty. But other than that, in terms of games, there's really not much. I mean, I guess whatever's there, I'll play it. Is
Okay.
there anything that you're looking forward to or that I should
Final
look out
Fantasy
for?
VII Rebirth. I mean, that's like number one.
Oh, right, right.
Dude, I was obsessed with the first one when they remade it. Oh my god.
Hmm.
Dragon's Dogma, Dragon's Dogma
Okay.
2. Um,
Okay.
there's one called Nightingale. It's like this weird Pan's Labyrinth first person shooter that's coming out.
Okay.
Um, what else? What else?
Yeah.
That's for 2024. People are like, oh, well, GTA 6. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
2025 if we're lucky. Like, I don't even know, but
It's
yeah.
you know what's funny though is that whenever I started doing this recently, because you know how people say you should play the games that you want,
Yeah.
play the games that you want to play. Uh, lately, and this is a little insider tip. I don't know if this will make sense to anybody if or whatever, but I don't keep track of gaming news, right? Not as much, not as well as I should. So I don't know what's the newer games that are coming out. So what I've been doing recently is I've been going to my favorite video game stores online and I've been clicking on pre-orders.
Hmm.
And they have a list of all the games that are coming out very soon. So this way I can sort of pick and choose, oh, what's coming out? So this way I can stay on top of the latest games that are coming out.
That's
But
smart.
unfortunately only for console, I have to do that to Steam. But yeah, so
Oh, Steam's great. Oh, you know what? Okay, here's a pro tip too. You can add me
mm,
on Steam if you want, but when you
of
add people
course.
on Steam, look at their wish list.
Oh,
Look at their
that's
wish
cool.
list. That's what I do. I always look at their wish list. I look at the top, and usually they'll put the newest game at the top, and then you just go from there. And I've done plenty of wish list shopping. I'm like, okay, oops, I want that one. I want that one. People are like, hey, our wish list is matched. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of not an accident. Don't look at mine. Hey, I will. I will, sir. Let's see.
It's so
So there
big.
you go. There's my name. If you guys want to add me,
Nice.
feel free.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I was gonna ask you this too. This one, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if. So as a streamer, I know some people go, "Oh, don't pay attention to numbers," but would
Mm.
you recommend for people's growth to affiliate and possibly partner? Would you recommend them sticking to one game in particular, or branching
Mm.
out and just doing whatever they like?
I'll give you the advice that was given to me by Duo MTL, friend who's been partner on the stream for not that many years, but has been on the platform for 7 years. And when I first started, I described to him what type of games I would like to stream, and he says, "Okay, so you're a variety streamer." I'm like, "All right." When I first started, I was booting up any game that I felt like playing, regardless if I finished it or not. I just like, let's play some Alien Isolation for like 20 minutes. Let's play, I don't know, Resident Evil for another 30 minutes. Let's
Yeah,
go back to Call of Duty. There was no structure, there was no consistency. If you're looking to grow, and the advice he gave me, and I believe it's solid advice, is finish the games that you're playing. Don't switch too often because if you stick to one game, let's say in my case, Hollow Knight, that's what I'm playing right now, you're going to get people consistently looking for your Hollow Knight gaming. If you end up switching in between regularly, those people who want to watch Hollow Knight will be like, all right, that's cool, I'm out. They're not going to stick around yet. The way I look at it is, unless you are an established streamer and people really they already stay because of you and not necessarily the game, if you're trying to grow your audience, it's important that you finish your games because this way people won't leave and they'll
Mm.
and maybe you'll get that one person if you're lucky, one or two people that are like, "Oh my god, he finished the game. It's so cool. I love his I love their attitude. I love their vibe. Let me stick around and see what else they can play."
Yeah.
But if you keep switching, it's sort of like you're changing your audience. Like you're
Yeah.
I it's true. Like I use that metaphor with streaming in my podcast. I spoke about how streaming you should treat it like you're a store. The game, your channel is your store name. The what you're selling is the game that you're playing, and you're behind the counter selling that game, right? You're
Hmm.
selling that stream, and they're greeted by you. And if someone comes in your store, it's like, okay, I'm ready to buy Hollow Knight. It's like, nope, not that one. Let's play this one instead. There's no consistency,
Yeah.
I feel, and you're not gonna have that regular audience coming through. You want to be able to convince them that you want to stay and see what else you can do. So I think that sticking to one game is very important.
That's solid advice.
Yeah.
I that was me with Red Dead. I stuck it out as long as I could, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do a couple other things. I wanted, interviewing and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
did that. But for I'd say a good 2 years, it was Red Dead.
But I would recommend though that if you're no longer having fun, then yes, you should change.
Oh,
Don't
they can
just
see
play
that
the
a mile
game.
away.
Yeah.
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 Like, oh god, okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna play Red Dead
Yeah.
again, guys.
Yeah. Make sure you change it. Like I like to say cut your losses and all right, just switch it up because you're gonna change your energy. Yeah. That kind of
Um,
thing.
do you have any future goals for your Twitch channel and also your YouTube channel?
Well, goals in terms is always that next level. Obviously, with YouTube, I'm very, very, very far from reaching any type of monetization
Yeah,
with
same.
YouTube. But hey, it's a goal. It's we'll leave it up there. I'll stare at it and see. Obviously, with Twitch, it's always ideal to make it to that partnership thing, but it's more of just growing the community
Yeah.
and just getting more people to um, just getting to know more people, getting to see uh, more people coming together. And
Hmm.
if partnership happens, it happens. But just having an active chat and having people come in having regulars is already a blessing. Like it's amazing.
No, it's
But
great.
yeah, in terms of goals, yeah, just continue to grow. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get regular offers to play games
Yes.
because I know as you know, for example, with the streamers that we know, they get offered all kinds like, "Oh my god, you got this game pre-release. You got this
Yeah.
game a week." That's a goal actually to become a brand that's big enough that people reach out to you and give you games. That's all I want.
Dude, I have a friend. He was
Yeah.
actually. It's like a small time game, but they actually put him and his logo in the game.
No kidding. That's
Yeah, and
so
I was like,
cool.
dude, that's like life goal. That's being
Yeah.
a video game or like an FMV game or something. That would be nuts.
Hey, you never know what can happen. Like fingers crossed, knock on wood, all that good stuff. When I was playing Hollow Knight, 2 streams ago, the voice actor for Hollow Knight, one of the voice actors and one of the marketers for Team Cherry, the people who made Hollow Knight, came into my stream
That's crazy.
and he was hanging out, and I was like, imagine if we get so close that he's like, Juice, I'm gonna put your voice in the game. Like, oh, we made it. I mean,
That's crazy.
who knows? Who knows where this world will take us,
You
right?
never
Who knows?
actually very true. So do you remember that game Mortal Kombat Mythologies?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I was one of the few people that fell in love with that game. I loved it so much
Okay.
in high school. I didn't have a computer at home. I had to go to school, and I looked at the back of the case, and I emailed every cast member in the game.
No,
And
that's the Sub-Zero game, right?
yes, and the one who wrote me back was Serena, the girl. Her name's Leah Montalongo. She wrote me
Okay.
back. We've been friends ever since. And
No way.
I
That's
even
so cool.
interviewed her about making the game.
No way.
Yeah, so it's crazy. You have no idea
You
like
never know.
what's gonna happen. So it's crazy. So you've kind of answered this, but we can kind of elaborate on it more. So being a content creator and a streamer, are there any who inspired you?
Yeah, well, in the end it was Harley who ultimately inspired me to get on the boat of content creation because it was a gift and a curse, his inspiration. Gift
Yeah.
as in he opened my eyes to content creating, a curse because it happened so easily for him.
Mm,
And because I saw that, I thought, well, I could be the next big thing too. Let me
yeah.
put my commentary on this video game, and people will watch me because they should. And that was the curse of it. It was like you uploaded. I spent a whole night, morning till evening, just editing away because I wasn't working at the time, and I just edited the whole thing in one shot. And then you load it up, and then you go to sleep. You wake up the next day. I've got one view, and I'm pretty sure that was mine.
Just
So
checking on it. Hey, Menace, thank you,
so
man.
hey, Menace. And the part she worked, it was the drip scene, so good.
Most
But
finishes.
yeah, it was crazy. So, um, Harley
Oh.
inspired me,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say Duo convinced me to start streaming. But one thing for sure is that yes, throughout the 8 years of my YouTube's channel existence prior to streaming, of course I stopped. Of course I got burnout. Of course I got disappointed.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just never let go of it. Something inside me kept telling me just keep going. Don't stop. Just stick to it.
Yeah.
And then it was my wife as well who kept telling me just keep going. Just you never know. I was like, all right. So she always had my back when it came to these
Very
things,
important.
and yeah, and I think that's one thing that every content creator should know is that when it comes to burnout, when it comes to well, not
Mm.
say should burnout, but when it comes to content creating and streaming, an underrated an underrated point or sorry, an underrated um requirement, and I'm going to say it's a requirement, is to surround yourself with good people. Whether it's a partner, whether it's another fellow streamer, finding someone or some people that you can absolutely trust to bounce ideas off of. People that you can relate to, people you can talk to streaming about because streaming is a very it's ironic because streaming you're talking to people, you're meeting people, but it is a very lonely thing to do. And without the support of people saying, hey, keep going, hey, you're doing fine, or hey, this is a bad idea, you should change this, you should change that, someone that is there to have your back and at the same time check you when you need to be checked is so important to maintaining consistency.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my biggest thing for that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad you touched on that. Not a lot of streamers, content creators touch on that, like burnout and what do you do if if you're like, oh, I'm just not good enough. The numbers suck, or there's trolls, or I don't. How what's your advice to keep people going? But you answered that. Not a
Yeah.
lot of people do talk about that.
Yeah, you have to have a great support system. And I was lucky enough that before I started streaming, I obviously met people on Twitch for the first time. And I became friends with one person who's been on Twitch for more than 8, 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
If that's been along for that long. I don't know how long it's been, but many, many, many years. And he's modded for a few partnered streamers. And he's seen it all,
Yeah.
right? And I tell this to everybody who's streaming, just to bring back, just to echo what I mentioned, is having a good advisor. In the mafia world, it's the consigliere. Have a good consigliere. And this guy, oh my God, not only does he know about Twitch, he knows about social media, he knows about the trends, he knows about so many awesome things. And he always relays ideas to me, and he checks me a lot. He's like, "Juice, you gotta be careful with this." I'm like, "All right, okay, cool, cool, cool." I was like, "How about a little nudity?" He's like, "No, no, no, don't do it, don't do it." I'm like, okay, okay,
Shit.
okay. So I think that is a huge thing. Staying on track, and I think that will help you with burnout. It'll help you with burnout. Not only will it help you avoid it, but if you're going through it, they will be there to pick you up and to be there when you're going through it. So
Yeah,
I think it's one of the most important things.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially finding a good partner too, to like your wife to have your back, or your
Yeah.
significant other. That is
Hmm.
huge. I've seen a lot of streamers over the years who leave because of their partners aren't supporting them. They're just like, you got to go, and it sucks because
It's
they'll be at the
tough.
height and
Yeah.
then they're just gone. That's
It's tough.
huge.
Um, comparison is the thief of joy, right? And when people look at my channel and they compare, and it has happened, people stop streaming because of the success that they see, the success
Hmm.
they see from my channel, and they stop because they're discouraged. And I tell people, stop comparing yourself to me because I've failed so often in my endeavors that only recently those pillars are there for me. Having a career, having a supportive partner, um, having someone that understands the consistency that goes into streams, having the good support network. All of those things help me become have the consistency that I have. If
Yeah.
one of those are gone, who knows if I'll continue, right? So if you're discouraged about your performance, just remember it's because I have certain aspects of my life that I rely on that are there. It's not fair for you're doing yourself a disservice by saying, "Oh, why is that person more successful than me? Why are their numbers higher than me? I've been at this for much longer than they have." There's a bigger picture, and it's like saying, I'm not saying I won the lottery, but I'm saying is that you're comparing yourself with someone who's won the lottery.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Well, I mean,
that's
I'm not, I don't hate you for your viewer numbers. I just hate you for your achievement score. I mean, that's so,
that took years, years.
uh, damn. But that's true.
Uh,
Everyone's journey's different. Everyone's support's different.
yeah,
And the one thing I can say about you, your success, when I see you, it's well deserved because you
thank you.
obviously have a passion for gaming. Um, I could see that going in there and the stuff you're playing, or even when you're not streaming, I can still
Yeah,
see. I'm like, oh, Juice is back on it with Hollow Knight. Like it doesn't
yeah.
stop after the cameras are off. You're always doing it. So no, it's well deserved.
It's what you call an addiction.
Uh, let's see.
Yeah.
Ribs wrote, I had a similar experience with the composer of the Messenger, Sea of Stars. He popped into my stream when I was hunting for achievements and on the Messenger, and I was so excited. He even cheered me on. It was a fanboy moment.
Oh,
That
that's
is
so cool.
awesome. Versius says, I almost fainted. She was super cool and wouldn't tell me what part she worked on until I got to it. It was the giraffe scene.
So amazing.
There you go. Welcome in, Menace. Thank you again. Um, let's see. Okay, Stream Elements doing its job. Versi says, I know. I lost my mind even more when she told me that the scene that I almost cried. She also worked on God of War Ragnarok. I tell people I know a famous game developer.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
It's amazing.
So we're speaking of games here and your passion for gaming. What are your favorite games? What are your favorite franchises?
Ooh. Well, my favorite game that I've tried that brings back only good memories is Shenmue on the Sega
Ooh,
Dreamcast.
okay.
Why? Is because that game blew my mind. Imagine a Yakuza game in the early 2000s and you're the only game that you've played before that was like I don't know, let's say Resident Evil on the GameCube or Wave Race on the GameCube. And then you have Shenmue
Yeah.
as your next game that you play. Like that's insane. The interactivity, the just going up to these little gumball machines and whatever.
The
Like
arcade.
I
Yep.
pl- yeah, yeah, I played that game in once. It's a 3 disc, 3 CDs. I played that game from morning. I bought it, I came home and I finished it in one sitting.
What?
It was so good. I beat it in one sitting and then for those that don't know, that game it was originally supposed to be like like a 17 chapter thing or
Yeah.
20 chapter thing. And just to give you an idea, when Shenmue 3 was recently released, there was like a 20-year gap between Shenmue 2 and Shenmue 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Shenmue 3 was a Kickstarter to start off with. So you can imagine like people like me has been waiting to end
Yes.
the franchise. But yeah, in terms of favorite games, definitely Shenmue. That was my favorite. The only other game I think that consumed a lot of my time was Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo.
Oh man. Okay.
I was again, I'm aging myself. I was in high school when that came out. I had my finals. I was graduating high school and I had my finals on Monday and I decided to pop in Chrono Trigger on Saturday. And I
Oh man.
remember I was playing in my parents' basement, and there's no windows in the basement. It's complete, like, if you turned off the lights, you wouldn't be able to see your hand in front of your face. That's how dark this
Damn.
basement was, right? And that's where the TV was, the sofa, and all that stuff. I played the game. I don't know what time the day before on Saturday.
Of course.
I remember I turned off the game. I remember from start to finish, and I remember exactly where I turned it off. It was during the floating, that floating islands in Chrono Trigger,
Yeah.
where you go in the snow area and the floating islands. So I was fighting Dalton
I don't
in front of
remember
Magnus.
that.
Anyways, so just give you an idea. So I got to that part of the game. I turned it off, went upstairs, and it was the early morning the next day.
Passage of time. Gone.
Yeah. And then I was like, did I just go through time? Did I time travel?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Oh no, Pat. Because you have no light to
No.
gauge it off of. Mm,
No. I had nothing to get
damn.
it all. And then yeah, so those are my favorite games in terms of franchises. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have an all-time favorite franchise. I think I love all the games equally. I mean, it would make sense for me to say Gears of War because of Look at All That Juice, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have any favorite franchise. There's really nothing that I would, let's say, call off work for or call in sick for just to play. I don't know.
Yeah, like a day
I don't
one
think I
launch.
have.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I don't think I have a huge franchise. Like I gravitate towards certain franchises, that's for sure. Like let's say Grand Theft Auto were to come out, or
Okay.
let's say if there is another Gears of War. I'm looking at my collection trying to see if there's anything.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a absolute favorite. I mean, in terms of fighting games that made an impact for me, obviously because I have the tattoos, is Mortal Kombat and Street
oh,
Fighter.
nice.
So
Good.
yeah, so
Good choice.
I would say that. I would say that if anything,
Welcome in,
that
Sean.
molded.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 especially. I those games. I'd say overall my favorite franchise is Mortal Kombat. Then I'd say my favorite game is Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. I'm not cheating.
Okay.
It just so happens to have 1, 2, and 3 on there. But Mortal Kombat especially because I've literally become friends with people that have made the game and autographed pictures, and they show me wedding photos and shit. It's crazy. Like it's made a
Yeah, yeah.
huge impact. Sean, how's it going? Sean says he had Yu Suzuki autograph his copy of Shinmu.
I'm envious of that. Holy smokes. That
Yeah.
belongs in a museum.
Oh, actually,
That's so
exclamation
good.
point museum. There's a command for that, by the way.
Is there really?
Yeah, it belongs in a museum.
That belongs in a museum.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
That belongs in a museum.
so for those of you that don't know, if you haven't played Shinmu, Shinmu was basically GTA 3 before GTA 3 was even a thing. Like the how vast it was, and people had shifts at work, and you can go to the arcade. You had a curfew, and your aunt was it your aunt or your grandma would be waiting for you. And I remember trying to break into this building. It was winter time, and I fucked up so much, and their shifts were over that a homeless guy gave me a map and told me how to get in. It's super vast.
It was ahead of its time. It actually used the actual weather of that era of like 1986
Yeah.
Japan. And if it was snowing that day in Japan, it was snowing in the game.
So cool.
They also had some. They were also supposed to have a bicycle in the game that Ryo, the main character, could ride, but they removed it because it made the map much smaller because you could travel so quickly. So they removed it.
I
But
didn't know that.
yeah, they used to have on the fourth CD of Shenmue, it was an online passport.
Yes, I
And
remember
what it
that.
was, yeah, you log that in, and it shows you the statistics of your gameplay. Even show you how many times you bumped into a wall.
Oh
Like that's how
wow.
intuitive it was. It was insane. Yeah, I remember that. It was so good.
Yeah, Yu Suzuki, he's super
Oh.
detailed, Virtual Fighter and everything. I think they were actually supposed to put Rio in Virtual Fighter. They're supposed to,
Oh, were they?
yeah, put
Nice.
Landy and stuff in there also.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Do you have any favorite game characters?
Game characters. I would say Ryu from Street Fighter, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, and if I would actually say Coltrane
Yeah,
and
that's your boy.
Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say Coltrane.
yeah. No,
Coltrane and Marcus Phoenix.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Sorry, because we're going so far in the interview that we've answered some questions before. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
no worries.
So,
If you have to ask it again, don't worry. Just
okay.
go ahead.
So, if you could remake any 3 games or have any 3 games re-released from the past, what would they be?
Re-release from the past. Chrono Trigger for sure. I think that deserves a re-release. Um, trying to see. I'm trying to go back. I was about to say Mario RPG, but that actually got re-release, which was great. Jeez, what would need a re-release? I love, okay, this is a hot take. I am not a big fan of the Resident Evil when Resident Evil changed the tank controls and fixed cameras to Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
not a big fan of it. I love the old school look of it. I love the fixed camera angles. I love the puzzle solving.
Yeah.
If they could maybe redo Resident Evil 4 into more of like a puzzle type of game
Okay.
instead of an arcadey type of shooter,
All right.
maybe, but it would be that. Oh, I had it on the tip of my tongue too of another game to redo. Oh, Dino Crisis,
Yes. Yes.
Code Veronica.
Yeah. I can give it that.
Could use a remake. What else? I'm thinking of two of my. You know what I was really happy about? I was so happy about when I saw on the Video Game Awards that they're redoing a lot of the Dreamcast games.
Yeah.
Jet Set Radio and
Yes.
Crazy Taxi.
Yep.
I was so happy when they announced. I was like, "Oh my god, Crazy Taxi!" I'm
Yeah.
gonna play that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, okay. I remember when I saw that. Sean messaged me and I said, "Okay, I'm with Crazy Taxi. They have to put Offspring music back in. They got to put the '90s music back in. Otherwise,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh man. Rib said that's an ultra hot Carolina Reaper take there for Resident Evil 4.
It's hot.
Yeah,
It's hot.
it is
Listen,
pretty hot.
I was the fan of it. I don't know. I love my fixed cameras. But let me tell you something. Resident Evil 2 remake. I saw a video recently that someone was just like destroying it, saying how it was the worst remake ever. And I agreed. I agree. They brought up some really good points why it wasn't really a good remake, as good as people make it out to be. But they did a stand-up job. I have to say, Resident Evil 2 remake. So. And that is not tank controls. It is not fixed camera. They did a great job. Maybe if I pick up Resident Evil 4, the remake that they did,
It's
maybe
really
it'll
good.
change my mind.
It's very good.
Yeah, I heard. I've seen people do it. I don't know. It's really good. So I don't know.
The only thing I
see.
can say about Resident Evil 2 remake that I love is I have this weird obsession with Resident Evil 1.5. Do you remember back in the day when they were remaking 2 with the blonde girl, Elza Walker? And
I don't
you
remember.
look in the magazines and stuff, and they had shooting ranges and like dog kennels and stuff. They put that back in 2 remake.
Oh, okay. So that must have been that's
So a
really
nerd
good.
like me, I was like, oh my god, they put the shooting range back in, and I had Claire running around as Elza Walker. Like I was freaking out. So for me, I was like super into it. But I can agree with you. Resident Evil, it's weird. So, I would say Resident Evil 4 is my second favorite game of all time. But
Resident Evil 4. Okay, and I just said it wasn't.
I was about to end the interview. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Just kidding. Crimson, welcome in, Crimson Mave. But no, here's the okay. So I hope this makes sense. So Resident Evil 4, second favorite game of all time. Is it my favorite Resident Evil game? Yes and no. My favorite Resident Evil game, because it's not the traditional one with the tank controls like you were saying, I would say is the OG Resident Evil 1 on PS1 with the corny acting.
Okay.
That's my favorite. It plays like a Resident Evil, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 1. So the what was it? The Jill
The
sandwich
Jill
line.
sandwich, yeah.
And you're a master at lock picking.
Master of Unlocking, yeah.
Master of Unlocking. That's
Yeah.
it. Funny story with this. This probably set the premise for my life there, because there used to be a video game store that was near my mother's place, and I was about 13 at the time. And I used to hang out at this video game store all day. Like the minute it opened till they closed, I was hanging out because my mother worked a lot as a nurse, and she was outside of the house a lot. Like I was listen, in the early 90s, the times were a bit different. I was left alone quite a bit.
That's key.
I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
So I was left alone a lot, and I would hang out at the video game store, and I knew the owner, and I remember his name was Nate, and he would let me rent the system without a credit card, just pay like the $30 or whatever. So
Oh,
I asked my mom for
wow.
money. Yeah. He would let me without deposit, and that was huge. So I rented the PlayStation 1. I got Resident Evil, and I remember I was playing the game in the store before I rented it, and that infamous hallway where the dogs
Yeah, jump out.
jump out, it freaked me out. And I remember I had my bike. He gave me the big black suitcase, the plastic suitcase to put the system in, and I was biking home. And I remember hyperventilating because I was scared that there was dogs behind me as I was biking home. It was wild. But yeah, Resident Evil was a iconic game for me, 100%.
Oh, same here. So it's funny. So going from Super Nintendo to PS1, I had no idea that you needed a memory card. Crimson,
Yes.
thank you for the follow. So I had no idea you needed a memory card. So we would play it, and I would, you turn it off, and you're like, oh wow, it's weird. That didn't save. So I would play it so many times, I actually know the first half of the game verbatim.
Yeah.
And I remember don't close the door. In real life, I had to have the door open and the lights on, and my mom or my brother would come in. They'd be, hey, fuck, don't. And I remember I was amazed that the characters would talk to each other and kind of emote at each other.
Yeah.
And almost cried when Barry possibly died. I know my stepdad. So I played a nasty joke on my stepdad when you're in the cave with Enrico. And there's a certain way, if you go one way, if you tell Barry to go one way versus the other way, he'll live or die. Mm-hmm. So my stepdad's like, hey, what do I do? And I'm like, hey, have him go to the right. And I'm downstairs, and he goes, no! He starts cussing at the TV, and I come up and he's crying. Because Barry's dead. He starts the game all over again. Yeah, it's evil. Let's see. Menace says, I would love to see Midway make a new Mortal Kombat game with digitized actors. That would be amazing. I agree. Like
the old Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Old Mortal Kombat movie games. I mean,
I would even just hope for just re-release the arcade collection with 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 never gets any love, but release all those. I don't know. This is me.
I know they released the games not as remakes there, but they released it as an arcade.
Yes,
game,
on Xbox. Yep.
Yeah, I know they did that, and Killer Instinct as well.
Yep.
I was big into Killer Instinct too at one point, but it just didn't catch on. I didn't stay. The excitement for the game didn't stick out as long.
You know why? I think it's because it wasn't as accessible to casuals. Because you have someone do an 85 hit combo, and you're just like, I can't remember 85 things in my life for the day. I can't do this.
That's one of the reasons why the current fighting games never really caught on with me either, because I'm so used to that rock, paper, scissors type of fighting style where you jump with a kick, you jump with a punch, who's going to win, because certain moves will cancel out the other, right?
Yep.
And at the most, you'll do 3 hits. Yep. But I kind of blame Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't know what it is, but you get hit once, and you might as well put down your controller, walk away, get a snack, and the player will still be juggling you.
Yeah, you'll still be in it.
By the time it's over, it's like, oh, okay, I have no health. All right, thanks.
And they go, yeah, but in the 37th hit, if you would have hit the X button, you would have jumped out of it. It's like, nah, I'm good.
It's okay. So it's as much as I want to love Mortal Kombat 1, I know that it boils down to you can have the fundamentals, like the 1 hits, the 2 hits, the 3 hits, the spacing and all that stuff. It'll get you pretty far, but in the end, if you don't know the infinite combo juggles, forget about it. You're not gonna last. So,
okay, so let's see. This is a two-parter. What is the hardest game you've ever played, and what is the hardest achievement that you've ever gotten?
Hardest game right now, Hollow Knight.
Okay.
Hardest achievement, Pantheon 5.
What would you have to do to get that?
Oh, okay. Well, Hollow Knight. Okay. Well, hardest game. Okay, let me put it this way. Let me start with the hardest achievement. I would say it's Pantheon 5 because it's basically a boss rush of 41 bosses that you've encountered in the game. So not only do you have there's a few repeats though. So in Hollow Knight, sorry, let me backtrack a bit. Hardest game, let me think about it, because in terms of the game overall, Hollow Knight is I didn't find it to be a difficult game. There are additional modes that you unlock as you play, and one of them is the Pantheon level, the God's Home, whatever it's called. And basically, you have 5 challenges. Each one contains about 15 bosses you have to defeat at once. There's no checkpoints. You can't die. If you die, you start over.
Damn.
Pantheon 5 combines Pantheon 1 through 4 all together and adds difficulty, difficult versions of those bosses. So when you play Hollow Knight, let's say you have boss A, you encounter that boss later on in the game as boss B, let's say, but it's the same boss, just more difficult. So you have the base bosses and their alternatives, and then you have the final boss, which is called Absolute Radiance. And this took me, when I beat the base game, it gives you your timer. It took me 80 hours to beat the base game, which isn't a lot.
It's not bad.
I then started the Pantheons. By the time I finished Pantheon 5, which was very recent, I would say maybe 3-4 streams ago, maybe even 2 streams ago, I don't remember, 3 streams ago, it went from 80 to 150. And that was just the Pantheons.
Wow.
So in terms of difficulty, that is the most difficult achievement I've ever done. In terms of the most difficult games, it's hard to say. I don't remember because I never really challenged myself to get the games. Because the thing is like a lot of the achievements that are somewhat difficult are really just grindy, not necessarily difficult. Like, for example, beat the game without dying versus, okay, collect 10,000s of these little trinkets. And it's like, oh my God, keep going.
Dude, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, so in terms of difficult games, I don't know what would constitute as a difficult game, like other than putting in the hours. So for now, I would say Hollow Knight is probably the most difficult game I've tried. But yeah, but in terms of achievement, hands down, P5, Pantheon 5.
P5.
That took my soul.
Dude, there was one I got for Metal Gear Solid 2 as an achievement. It's the VR mission one. You have to beat all the VR missions. But there's one where you're, I want to say you're in MGS1 Snake and you have to do the sniper thing.
Oh, no.
I want to say Satan himself handcrafted that one. Kojima handed the reins to Satan for that one because I have broken controllers over that one. It's to the point where if you ask me to do it again, I'm like, I don't know about that. Yeah. Hardest.
I think. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Good.
No, I was gonna say maybe in recent memory, the most difficult game I've played was probably Sekiro.
Oh,
overall, yeah. Overall, the game is pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy, but very doable. A lot of retries. But yeah, I would say maybe Sekiro is probably up there.
I'm on the Ghost Monk on that stage where you can throw ashes at him and kind of solidify him. Yeah, that's where I'm stuck at. Hardest game I've ever played for me, Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge for the Super Nintendo. Okay. Wolverine Stage 2 with the Juggernaut. I know I will go to my grave. I will never beat that game. I've said I will give anyone half my check if I can watch you beat it without a Game Genie on the Super Nintendo, and because I'm that confident, I'm like, you're not fucking beating that game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I think one of the other most difficult achievements, I forgot the name, and it was so difficult. I ended up pinning it on my Xbox achievements at one point. It was Lord of the Rings: Shadow of Mordor, and the achievement was to do the hunt, and they put you in a scenario where you have to kill the captains and every other soldiers and everything in a certain amount of time, and every move has to be calculated. Like, you have to literally be flying across the map, triggering different things, and then killing people at certain times. I think that was one of the most difficult ones too for me.
Dude, I love that game, by the way. The Nemesis system, so good.
Oh, it's so good. I saw a YouTube video one time of someone who was able to mind control all the captains, like the entire, because you have your grid, right?
Yeah.
And when you grid, you see all the captains that are available, and each one was under mind control, and he basically put them all together, snapped his finger, and all their heads blew up.
That's pretty.
It all died simultaneously. It was so good.
Fucking Thanos snapped him.
Yeah.
Oh Red Shadow says, Seniors is a beast. I went through the intro stage and already died 4 times.
Oh no.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so for achievements, I gotta ask you this, especially on Xbox. So, did you get the Avatar thing? Did you play the Avatar game for the easy 1K?
Oh, I did. It was such a long game. It was like I was going to, and I know it's easy because it's just a question of
Yeah.
completing the game. I got lost in the game, and I was like, "This isn't worth it," and it wasn't fun for me. And I quit. I quit like probably less than halfway through. I was like, "Nah, I don't want to play this anymore." But yeah. Oh wait. Sorry. You said
Sekiro.
Avatar.
Yeah,
Wait, you said
the
Avatar,
Airbender.
not
Yeah, the Airbender.
Airbender. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the Avatar, the movie game.
No.
Avatar. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you just
1,000. Yes. So Avatar, the Airbender. I got confused with Avatar, the game. Avatar, the Airbender. You get the 1,000 achievements during the tutorial.
Yeah, that's it. It's just literally you just do like
Yeah.
one hit and you just keep doing it over and over and you just get it.
Yep. Pretty much.
Dude, Xbox,
So
we
good.
all do it. We've all done it.
We all did it. We all did it. I don't know. I think the game's in storage, but yeah, I still have it.
Same.
I still have it. Yeah.
And the King Kong one, I did that one too. That was easy.
King Kong. Yeah, that was my first one too.
All right. So, what about pet peeves? Do you have any random pet peeves? Oh, you meant Sekiro, by the way, not Seniors. Sekiro is a beast. I went through the intro stage and already died 4 times.
Yeah, Sekiro.
You'll get used to it. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So, random pet peeves. Do you have any of those?
With regards to gaming or streaming or
Oh,
both?
you can do both.
Well, when it comes to games, my pet peeves have always been the protecting missions, the escort missions.
Yeah.
Those are my pet peeves. It's always so annoying. You could be having a great run, and for some reason the AI gets janky and puts the whatever you have to protect in danger, or I don't know. It's always like bad coding is usually your downfall, or it's just so difficult just to keep the attacks away from the person you're escorting. With regards to pet peeves for streaming, I mean, I think my pet peeves are not really pet peeves because it has to do with me being more accepting of it. Is when you're struggling through a game and then you have like your hecklers.
Oh, backseaters, huh?
You have your, well, maybe not backseater. Well, usually they're one and the same. Usually your biggest heckler is a backseater who has been through the game and they're just like calling you out on every mistake that they wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
But I think I've gotten much better at dealing with that, where it's sort of like, okay, well, I guess you're better than me then. I guess it's okay. But yeah, I would say that would be a pet peeve.
Yeah,
It's
Chico,
just
I
that.
remember the hat guy. Yep. So I had this one guy that was obsessed with me wearing hats in real life.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, for like 3 days, he kept talking about me wearing a hat. And I was just like, dude, could you just like change the subject to like something else? He's like, nope. And 2
Nope.
years later, he'll message me because I banned him. He messaged me like 2 years later and was just like, hey, hat guy, or like, what's the hatnin or something. It's like, oh my God, just stop.
I had a viewer. I guess they finally unfollowed for good. I had a viewer that would always follow and unfollow, and they would come to the stream and follow just to trigger the alert. And I'm like, why do you do that? It's like, well, I just want to f with you. I'm like, oh, okay, like the hell?
Weird.
And he kept doing it. I think he did it for a few more times. I think at one point, I don't know what happened. I didn't turn it off or anything, but I think what happened, maybe the system, OBS or whatever, I guess they recognized that he was already a follower, even though he unfollowed. And when he would follow, it wouldn't play an alert. And I guess he got annoyed that it wasn't happening because I did see a couple follows,
Yeah.
but I didn't know they followed because I didn't see the alert. And again, and then last I checked, they don't follow me anymore.
Damn.
I don't know what the hell is that about.
Red Shadow says escort missions suck. It's because of that I haven't beaten Max Payne 2. Damn you, Rockstar. Do you guys remember the escort mission in Dead Rising 1 where you had to take the people outside the mall and you'd hear
Yes.
that music? Yeah. You see those convicts on the car? Oh my God.
The worst.
Worst.
Absolute worst. Escort missions.
Let's see. Crimson says, I've had a hard time sitting in chats where there's backseating taking over someone's stream. Yeah, no, and it's crazy because you'll get
It's
people
tough.
that lack the the charisma of John, and they backseat, and it's like, well, why don't you just play in your channel?
Yeah.
You're so perfect.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, I know that I'm guilty of backseating, of people backseating in my channel because I have this special dynamic I'd like to say in my channel where I'm more viewer driven. So the game is my backdrop, and although I like to believe that people are there for me, I want to be able to progress through the game. So I want there to be progress at the same time. I don't want to worry about. I want to be able to entertain chat. So if I'm lost in the game, if I don't know what I'm doing, I get frustrated
Yeah.
and I end up ignoring chat, and then my energy goes down and my frustration goes up, and
Okay. Okay.
I just become that dude where I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Ugh, just leave me alone, let me get through this." So, which is why now when I play a game on stream, I play either with a guide because I want to know where I'm going, or I will allow some back seating where it's like, okay, where'd I go? Where'd I go? And then you tell me, it's like, all right, so I can concentrate on chat. But I understand where Crimson is saying. I know I had some people who couldn't watch my Elden Ring streams as entertaining as I thought it would be because people were backseating, people were telling me where to go. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. But I kind of wanted it because I didn't want to get stuck.
Like you set the tone
So,
for it.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, I get this, dude. I get the same way, and you worded it perfect because there are games that I'll play, and I notoriously get lost all the time.
Yeah.
And the inside, I am screaming. I'm just like, oh fuck, wow, shit, what do I do? Oh my god. And so, like you said, you get discouraged, you get frustrated. I get tired all of a sudden, and I start yawning a lot.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, all right, we're just gonna play DBD because like I'm not fun. I'm not fun. So
Yeah.
I feel
That's what happened to me in my very last Hollow Knight stream. I am 3 achievements away from getting 1,000, right? And obviously I had, well, let me set the stage for you. So I was able to beat the game in under 4 hours without dying, any percent, right? So I beat Hollow Knight, and you could restart, or rather reload that save and continue the game. The game doesn't lock you out from anything, so you could actually technically play the game again from that save point even though you beat the game. And the next achievement I was gunning for was beat the game 100% on Steel Soul, and I looked at my percentage and I was at 30%, 40%. But I had skipped so many steps in the game, and to remember what I needed for 100% wasn't worth it. I was trying to sort of like get myself back on track, because basically in the speed run that I did, I went from A, B, C, W, X, Y, Z, and I missed everything in between.
oh shit.
So because it's any percent and you just want to beat the game under 5 hours or under 10 hours, whatever it was. And then when I reloaded the save, imagine trying to go back. Okay, what was D, E, F, G, H? I don't know. And for those that know Hollow Knight, it's an absolute maze, and you'll get lost no matter what. So I decided, you know what? In that stream, I was getting so frustrated. My energy level was low. I was yawning. I don't yawn.
Yeah,
I barely yawn on my streams. I was yawning. I was like, this is
Yeah.
bullshit. And so I cut the stream short because I was getting tired. I moved a lot that day too because I was preparing for the move. And I decided, you know what? Let's just start fresh next stream. And that's what I did. So today I'll be streaming, and then I redid the save. I started from scratch, and now I'm back on track. So
That's
hopefully
what
we
you
get
were
the stream
doing
today.
this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're putting yourself there. Gotcha. Because I was like, I remember waking up and seeing you, and I'm like, damn, you love this game. Like, let's see. Shiko says sometimes I pick up on cues based on grammar. I pick up on by how they phrase things. So like by how the streamer's phrasing things. Maybe I'm crazy or just need to. No, you could be intuitive. Crimson says it's one thing if I want help for a game on stream versus having someone pop in try to coach you in a game without even asking first.
Yeah. There was a bad moment where I had in Blasphemous 2. So I was playing it, and this person loved the game so much they wanted to backseat. Because at first they said, "Oh, is backseating okay?" And I said, "Well, it's to a point, Don't spoil the game. Like if I'm gonna miss something, then yeah, I guess so, But he went as far, or they went as far as saying like, "Oh, this next scene you're gonna like it because this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Oh, and don't forget to go back. You're gonna get this, this, and that." I'm like, "Okay, dude, it's fine, it's fine. Stop."
Dude, I had somebody that was in my
Okay.
community that I would play a game, and then he would play a game, and I work
Okay.
6 days a week, so
Yeah.
majority of the time I'm at work, and I noticed that he would be playing the same game I would play, even if I switched.
Yeah.
And so he would raid me while I was playing the game because he was ahead of me, and then he would spoil the story and the scene for where I was at. And I was just like, what? Why do you keep doing that? Like, yeah. I don't, but there are times where I am lost and I'll be like, hey, can you just tell me where to go? But nobody, you're the first person, nobody ever talks about that. And I thought it was just me. The energy level goes down and you start yawning and
Oh
you're
yeah, yeah, yeah.
frustrated. Nobody's ever said that. I always thought it was just
Yeah.
me. That's
No, no,
crazy.
you're not alone. That's the thing, because like I said, I like to keep the entertainment value pretty
Yeah.
high. At least I try as much as I can, right? So when people, even when raids came in, I was so frustrated with the game because I was lost and I was tired.
Yeah.
A raid would come in, I'll be like, "Welcome to the channel, look all that juice." I'm like, "Fucking game," you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Welcome,
So
guys. We're just here.
yeah, I hated it. So that was one of the instances where if I'm not performing at the best, I gotta cut it. I gotta cut my losses and be like, "Let's try again next time."
So would you be tempted to switch games at that point?
Uh, it's hard to say because it's a game like Hollow Knight. I think that it's better to end the stream in my opinion because I was so invested with Hollow Knight. If it
Yeah.
was a game that I first put on and I was like, it's my first experience, yes, I would switch games because I tried something new. But this is a continuation of something I'm supposed to complete, and if it's not happening, I'm just like, let's leave it aside because
Yeah.
this is what I'm working on, right? It's I guess it's easier to quit the game if you don't have any history with it.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
that it's better to switch, I should say. So for me, it was better to quit because it's like I know that it's unfinished. I know I have to do it again, and now's not the day for it because I'm spent. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, no.
Let's see. Any hidden skills or talents that we might not know about?
Hidden skills or talent? I would say I don't know if this counts as well skill. Well, everyone knows I edit videos.
You're very good.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's something I do. I guess in terms of video, maybe videography work. People may not know that yes, I can edit, but I can also film. Like I can also make decent video composition, like DSLR videos, that kind of thing. But I guess other than that, no, I don't think there's any much. If you count like my character as a type of skill in terms of that you, I guess, can trust somebody or not. I don't know if this makes sense. There's this book that's available. It's called Blink. I forgot the name of the author, but it's called Blink. It's a white cover, can't miss it. And basically it talks about being able to deduce, yeah, being able to deduce situations in your first encounter in your first few seconds. It's sort of like trusting your gut. Like, you walk into a store, let's say, and you know right away, it's like, oh, this is like a good place, this is a bad place. Or you
Yeah.
meet somebody and it's like, oh, this is a good thing, this is a bad thing. It's that intuition I would say that I'm pretty good at in terms of meeting people for the first time, encountering people. I'm pretty good at um, reading people's reactions. I guess that's something.
Yeah, no,
But
yeah, no, it's like your spidey
I don't
sense.
know.
Your yeah.
Yeah. Like not a douche exactly, but it's one of those things where you meet someone for the first time and I can pick up on social cues pretty well. Like for example, if let's say I were to go up to you, let's say I'm meeting someone for the first time, right? Not that I would do this, but just to give you an example of what I
Okay.
mean. If let's say you go up to somebody and you tap them on their shoulder and they see you for the first time, and their initial reaction, I'll pick up on that. They'll say, "Oh, hey, Juice," or they'll say, "Oh," like as if there's some resentment there. Like I'll pick up on things like that right
Yeah.
away, like the initial reaction. So those kinds of things. But yeah, I mean, other than that, in terms of like talents, I would say I have a good eye for video composition editing. Yeah, Crimson knows. Yeah,
So
Chico, you know.
let's because Sean is my real life friend here, and
Oh, nice.
We watched Epic Mealtime at work, and since you've been on the show, what's the craziest thing that you've ever eaten? And was there something that you were like, I'm not touching that?
Oh, well, surprisingly enough, like me and Harley were close, but we only went to a few shows that was taped or recorded, whatever it is. Uh, non-epic mealtime, IRL, my own personal thing, the craziest thing, and it's pretty infamous, is I'm Filipino, and the delicacy is called balut,
Oh yes, I know
and
that.
it's yeah, so it's basically duck egg, unborn duck egg. Body language decoding, exactly. Yeah, unborn duck egg. And listen, it is a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it is a thing. So I would say that. Again, the Filipino delicacy isn't for the faint of heart. There are some really good stuff and there's some really questionable stuff. The really good stuff is restaurant quality. The really bad stuff is left for the street food. Yeah. Heard it's salty? Not necessarily. No, people put salt on it, but no, it's not salty at all. It's more. I'm not gonna describe it. I don't want to get you guys sick, but tastes like chicken.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite food in particular?
Favorite food, particular? I would say chicken wings.
Okay.
Chicken wings are definitely my favorite. Is definitely a favorite of mine. Chicken wings. I would say pizza, lasagna, but yeah, chicken wings.
Solid.
Chicken in general, you can't go wrong with chicken in general.
Fried chicken.
But yeah, fried chicken. Yeah, that's good. That stuff's good.
What about favorite movies? Any favorite movies?
Uh, Before it used to be Shawshank Redemption with Morgan Freeman. Uh, Shawshank Redemption was a big one for me. But in terms of action, I want to say the first Matrix movie was up there for
Oh
me
God, yeah,
recently.
yeah.
First Matrix movie, that was fucking awesome. But yeah, Shawshank is up there. Uh, the Departed with what it called Matt Damon
Jack Nicholson
and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Nicholson, yeah. What else? I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the mafia movies. I like the mafia movies.
Okay.
Like, what's it called? Casino. Casino is one. But yeah, I think the Departed, Casino, Shawshank Redemption, and the first Matrix. If you want to talk about comedy or love story or whatever, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
That was a favorite one for me because at that time I was a young kid. My parents were going through a divorce, and that movie's all about divorce and separation and stuff. And so yeah, that was a favorite of mine, Mrs. Doubtfire.
It was a run by fruiting.
Also, and sorry, another one was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin
Costner. Okay, that's a good one.
That was my favorite one too. Because why? Because my grandparents used to live near an arcade, and the arcade opened at 11 o'clock, and I would wake up early, and that movie's like a 2.5, 3 hour movie, and I would pop in the movie exactly at like 9 o'clock, 8 something.
Yeah.
So when it ended, the arcade was open.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you know that the guy that was in Prince of Thieves, Will Scarlet, is actually Alan Wake?
No kidding, is it?
Yeah.
But did someone pass away recently with Alan Wake? Was it the voice?
It was the
voice
wife. It was Alice. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Pierce Brosnan was dating Sally Fields. Oh my.
And then Menace was saying Knock Around Guys. Do you know that movie?
Knock Around Guys.
I haven't heard
was
of that.
Was that a hockey movie? For some reason, I feel like that was a hockey movie. No, I don't know that. No, it's a crime thriller. Never mind. Completely off. No, I didn't see that one.
What was that heist movie with Pacino and De Niro? What was that called?
Oh, Heat?
Heat. There we go. That seems like a
Yes.
you movie, right?
Yeah, Heat was a good one. I didn't watch a lot of it actually. I've seen bits and pieces online, like the infamous shootout, the sit down between the two. like I'm the bad guy. You need guys like me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty cool. Like I remember those. I have to watch that movie again. I'm pretty sure it's fine.
Red Shadow, he's serious. That's his name on Xbox, except for the 2200. It's Red
Oh.
Shadow. No, that's literally his screen
Amazing.
name.
Amazing.
Any favorite TV shows?
Growing up, I would say it would have been the Ninja Turtle cartoon show growing up. Currently, I don't watch, to be honest, I don't watch too much television. I'm trying to get into Brooklyn Nine-Nine because it's on Netflix.
Mhm.
Um, trying to think, was there a TV show? I mean, the TV shows that I usually watch are the ones my wife watches, so
Oh,
probably
there
Friends.
you go. Oh, God, okay.
Probably Friends.
Hey,
Yeah, I
happy
don't watch
wife.
too much. I don't watch too much television, unfortunately.
Let's see. Without Heat, we wouldn't have the 3-leaf clover in GTA 4.
Oh, is that what it is? That's so good. That's the reference.
Um, what is the biggest accomplishment you've achieved in gaming on YouTube or Twitch? You can do either one of the three or all three.
Biggest accomplishments. Uh, I would have to say it would be Twitch, and it would be the ovarian cancer charity streams.
Nice. Okay.
It would definitely be those hands down. Being able to raise awareness, and of course the money for research and awareness, it was insane. People, I'm always astonished by the amount of support it gets, financially anyway, because it's very difficult to donate, to give money, especially now the economy is so shit, and to have people still donate, even to myself, like it's still a surprise.
Good. That's awesome. Um, do you prefer physical media or digital?
Of course, physical all the way. I never liked digital because you don't own the rights to the game, I feel. Or let me rephrase that. I'm scarred with digital because I remember when I bought music on Apple or whatever, there's a clause that's in there that says they can take it away. And I remember there was a song that was no longer accessible to me. Even though I bought it, it's because Apple lost the rights to the song, and it was Ghetto Superstar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you could. I think now you can find it,
Huh.
but at that time, because it was on the soundtrack Bullworth,
Yeah.
and I remember I wanted to listen to it. And I was like, "What the hell happened?" I ended up calling Apple. I was like, "What happened to my song? I paid for it." And they're like, "Yeah, they took it out." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I
That's
guess
really
it's
weird.
no longer mine." So yeah, things like that. That's just why, like lately, I've been big into collecting Nintendo Switch games. Like, I love collecting Switch games because it's the physical copy. They can't take it away from you, unlike with the Xbox and PS5 stuff. Yes, it's physical, but I think on some games you still have to download stuff, or you still need internet
Yeah.
connectivity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the I definitely enjoy physical for sure.
Menace has a question for you. He says, "Is he a video game collector? If so, what is your prize piece? What's your prize possession?"
Oh, damn! I would have showed it to you because I moved my most of my collection to the new place already. It was my Dreamcast. I can tell you 3 games that are my prize collection. And these are expensive games, so you can look it up. It's called Ill Bleed.
I love that game.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now. It's called Ill Bleed on the Dreamcast.
Very unique game.
Yes, it's a horror game. Very, very weird, but I
At the amusement park.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a music park. Right now on eBay.ca, it is going for, you know what, let's go to .com because everyone here, most of the people are in the US.
So while you're
So
looking
let's
that up,
type in.
when I
Yeah.
worked at EB Games, we literally discounted Illbleed to $10 to get rid of
No
it.
way.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's how I
God.
got it.
Did you buy it?
Yeah.
Did you buy it?
Yeah. I don't know if I have it anymore, but yeah, we were ticketing that
Woo!
game out because nobody was buying it.
Yeah, Ill Bleed goes for $199 US used. I see 250, 249, 275. I have a graded 9.0 sealed going for 719. I'm like, okay. So it'll be the Ill Bleed Dreamcast, Power Stone 2 for the Dreamcast, and also for the Dreamcast, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Those are the heavy hitters of my collection.
Now I'll give you
I'm
one.
pretty yeah.
Project Justice.
Oh my God, do you have that on
I
the
did
Dreamcast?
have it, and
Oh,
so I have three siblings. I'm sure. I think you saw my sister on stream. She came by, but
okay.
I raised my siblings on games. So
Yeah,
they would take out Project Justice and put in different games, and the disc became so
yeah.
scratched that you couldn't play it. But I owned Project Justice at one point.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you know what's possibly more expensive than that?
Hmm.
More that's probably the most expensive one on the Dreamcast is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I had that too. I had that too.
So good. Yeah, maybe not now. Maybe it's not as expensive as it used to be. I'm seeing 185. Obviously, the sealed copies will go for astronomical prices,
Yeah.
but yeah. My biggest gem is probably Ill Bleed. That's probably the most expensive Dreamcast game I have.
So Menace has never heard of it. So basically, to try to sum it up, you are in an amusement park, and I think your dad's dead, and like these teenagers are going through the park, and you have like a fear meter, and if you walk to a certain door, there's like booby traps, and if you get
Yeah.
scared too much, do you have a heart attack or something? I forgot.
Well, I remember. Okay, so yes, you are in an amusement park. It's taking place at night. You're like I guess a schoolgirl, for lack of a better word. You're a schoolgirl walking around, and it's really ahead of its time because it uses the because it doesn't have a rumble. The Dreamcast control doesn't have built-in vibration, so you have to attach a rumble pack. And on the meter on the game itself, there's an overlay that shows us your senses, your sight, smell, and whatever. And whenever one of the senses, it's like picture a heartbeat monitor for each sense. And if one of them starts going crazy, that means there's a booby trap that needs to be deactivated, and you have to go into like, for I guess it's first person mode. I forgot the way it played, but you have to deactivate the booby traps, and then your insanity goes up. And obviously, it's a bit gory. It's a bit silly with the animations,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, so it's like one of those games. Third person walking around these amusement parks at night. It's really weird.
Red,
Ill Bleed. ILL Bleed.
Red Shadow says mine is an NES copy of Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Like there you go.
That's a
Is it
classic.
in the box? Complete in box? That is a keeper.
Mine would be, I have a, not sealed, but my friend went to Japan. He knows how much I love Metal Gear. He got me a Famicom Metal Gear cartridge.
Oh,
So like I have it in a bag and everything. So I'm just like,
there you
dude, I still have it with me. Sean says, I wish I could get a Dreamcast Mini, load it with games. I think they're actually going to make one, right?
well, I know you can get them, but they're pretty expensive. Not the mini, but basically they remove the laser disc and they put an SD card and it's loaded with games. You can get it on eBay, but it'll cost you a few $100. But it has like all the Dreamcast games. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I do have one thing in my collection. I do have one game in my collection that is, I guess, a prized part of my collection is my Fallout lunchbox. So I have this.
It says juice
that
bar.
I have. Oh, you can't see
I'm
it.
just
Okay,
kidding.
hold
I can
on.
see it now. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, let me turn off the. Can I turn off the? Whoops.
All right, guys, stream's over. Just kidding.
Stream's over. Hold
All right,
on.
guys,
Oh
it's
no.
been good.
Oh, hold on. Trying to start it and start. There you go. Did it work? Okay, hold on. Let me see if
I can see it.
turn
There you go.
off-
That-
Change background. There you go. None. There you go. Can you? Oh, did it work? Oh no, it didn't work.
You could
Sorry.
kind of, at one point, you could kind of see it.
Change background. None. There
Boom.
you go. So this is my Fallout lunchbox, and it comes with the bobblehead. See, this was supposed to come with the original vanilla Fallout, but this one comes with the Game of the Year, which is probably better anyway.
Yeah, it's got the DLC.
And it comes with this, but more importantly, it comes with a Fallout
Bobblehead.
bobblehead.
Oh, wow.
It comes with that, so this is probably one that's in my collection. Also, I have the Vegas edition in the box that comes with like poker chips and playing cards and stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah. So I guess this is another one of my collection.
Let me see something real quick.
It's awesome. It's so good. I know Crimson. If the day comes that I part ways with my GameCube games, I know Crimson called dibs on them long time ago.
Oh.
Was my GameCube, my GameCube, Zelda Master Collection.
Oh, wow.
It comes with Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time, Uh, I don't know if it comes with Majora's Mask. I don't remember. And the other one comes with all four of the Zelda games. So the original Zelda games on the NES.
It also has a special dungeon that's exclusive to that game. There's like a
There you go. Yeah.
yeah, yep.
There you go. Yep.
Ah, damn. I don't have it with me. I think it's in my Windows seat, but I had a Mortal Kombat coin working at the video game store. You would get special swag for working. So I was there during Deadly Alliance, and they gave me a collector coin for working that day, and it's factory
Oh,
sealed.
no way.
And people
So good.
on Reddit were like, "Dude, I'll give you like $500 for that coin." I'm like, "Nope," because you can't get it anywhere.
I was so upset. A friend of mine borrowed, as in took and never gave back to me, was my original Oblivion on the 360 that had the coin, the Tamriel coin in
Oh,
there, and
man.
it was like a double. I was like, you bastard! I just want to buy it on eBay just to say I have it again, but I'm never gonna play that game again.
Well, let's see. You have to post that pic in Discord. Okay, I'll tag you in it. Yeah, I do have the
Those are
coin.
fun collectibles.
I also have the Mortal Kombat 11 E3 collector coin from the Shang Tsung Island. I've got that
Oh,
one.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Let's see. Regular or inverted controls?
Inverted.
Yes, dude, I love you. Thank you. There you go. I feel justified.
Why inverted? Because it goes back to the days of NES and the game Skate or Die. For some reason, I can only play that game Goofy Foot where the controls are inverted.
Well-
Right is left, left is right, and up and down because of Top Gun on the NES.
Yes.
Because down was up was down.
I had people ask me, they go, what got you into up is down, down is up? And I said, well, I don't remember what game exactly, but it was a Nintendo system that taught me how to play inverted.
Oh.
So maybe that was it, because I remember
It was
Nintendo got us into inverted controls.
yeah. It was Top Gun. But some games I'll actually, depending on how smooth the gameplay is, I'll switch to regular. It depends. There are some games where it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. It seems kind of funny to say. I can't recall which games it was.
Yeah.
But there were some games where it's like, yeah, inverted feels funny. Like I need to switch back. But most of the time it's inverted.
Do you have a preference of mouse and keyboard versus controller?
I'm trying to get better at keyboard. Unfortunately, controller is my go-to. I say unfortunately because I would like to get better at keyboard. It's like stabbing the keyboard with sausages.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It depends. It takes some practice, obviously, but controller for now
Okay.
is the preference. Yeah.
Do you know any good dad jokes?
Good dad jokes. I have Filipino dad jokes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me tell you the Filipino dad joke.
Okay.
So. Okay. So. The joke is, how do you get a watermelon pregnant? And you say, I'll say how, and I'll say you puck one. And if you know the Filipino language, when someone has a heavy accent, F's are P's, so
Yeah.
like 45, 51, what things like that. And puck one is actually Tagalog for watermelon.
Oh.
So it's like you're saying fuck one to get one pregnant.
Damn.
That's the dad joke. That's the dad joke.
There was kind of a dirty one too. It's like, do you like Tupac?
Do you like Tupac?
Like
Exactly.
Tupac, because I'm going to pack you tonight.
There you go. You know it.
Yeah, I have 3 sisters on my dad's side that are half Filipino, so I know
Oh, there you go.
I
you
know
know
some
it.
of the stuff. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. Other than gaming, what other hobbies do you have?
I would say it is. I wouldn't say video editing is a hobby. Well, I'm starting to get into magic cards.
Okay.
I guess that's a hobby. It's funny because most of my hobbies involve collecting video games. That's a hobby. But yeah, I mean, I used to have a hobby of sneakers. I used to collect Jordan basketball shoes. I don't recommend it because it's expensive. And yeah, I would say that. I would say for now, magic cards. If you want to count the video editing, I think it would be video editing, shoe collecting, video game collecting, and I think that's really it.
Sorry.
I might want to get into car models soon, like the paint and glue type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had a few models which I've given away to my brother and my dad, like your keep yourself busy kind of thing. But I've kept two, and I kept the most difficult ones because it's the type of race cars that have a bunch of decals on them, and I know those always hard to do. So I might get into that eventually if I can get a good setup in the new place, because I would love to do spray painting,
Oh, okay.
and
Cool.
but you do require some good ventilation for that. So I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but yeah.
Crimson says Magic
get
the
into-
Gathering. If you get into that juice, I'll send you the print and paint.
Hey, let's go. 100%. Yeah, Crimson. I made it a redeem now on my channel to open up a pack of Magic cards because I have a few packs.
Now, did you okay? When I worked at EB Games, we had Pokemon cards and Magic cards, and I would remember these kids would come in. They would have a special mallet, and they would hit the deck of cards while they were wrapped. And if the mallet rang, it would tell you there's a special foil card. In
What?
There. Yeah, no.
That's next level. That's next level clairvoyance.
That's
I
like
have no
2002
idea.
Magic. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's some real magic. No, I didn't know that. I know that these days, one way to tell if it's got a good card is like they weigh the packs.
Oh,
And if it has a certain weight, I think it would reveal, or at least give you an idea that something is in there. But I have no idea. I just got into it recently because of the Lord of the Rings hype that's been going on.
okay. So if you were to cast anyone to play you in a movie, who would you cast?
To play me in a movie,
Yeah.
oh my god. Unfortunately, the only body type that would come close would be like Danny DeVito.
Oh my God.
If I were to choose, okay, if anything was possible, and race and ethnicity had nothing to do with it, it would probably be, I don't know, not even right. It would probably, the closest one would probably be Gabriel Iglesias
Okay.
or Joy Coy. But if, let's say, I was an action hero, whatever, probably Ryan Reynolds. If I could choose the complete opposite, like, hey, I'm John. What's up? Ryan Reynolds.
No,
I think he's cool.
If I saw you and Ryan Reynolds standing next to each other, I would do the wrestling chant, "Double vision."
Double vision. Exactly. Or Danny DeVito if he's available.
I can imagine Danny DeVito going, "You want to pack watermelons?"
He's on there. He's like, "Welcome to the juice bar." You know what I mean? Who dropped this condom for my Magnum dong?
Yeah. Gonna play Hollow Knight.
Jesus. Yeah.
Any irrational fears or phobias? So I'll give you an example. For me, I don't like looking straight up because I feel like I'm gonna get snatched up in the air. I don't like Egyptian artifacts; they creep me out, and I don't like frogs.
You know what's crazy is like I have a I don't know if I have a phobia. Like obviously they creep me out, like snakes, like that would creep me out. But I don't think I have a phobia. I think I have a weird, actually heights.
Okay.
Have a weird thing. It's not extreme though. It's just that sense of vertigo where it's like you look down and your hands start tingling a bit, or
Your
it's
knees
like
buckle.
it's like you're yeah, something like that. It's like, oh, you're really high. Like I think that's the only type of fear I have. I mean, other than the usual, which everyone would probably creep out anybody, is like hearing noises at night, and it's just like, what was that, you know? But I think that's the only one is really like this weird is a I guess sense of height, maybe a sense of height. Of albino cockroaches, that would be
What?
freaky.
Are those a thing? I didn't know those were a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I found
No,
that out in a
Christian.
bad way.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah. New fear unlocked.
There
New
you
fear
go.
unlocked. Albino cockroaches. Jesus.
If you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
It would be one of the greasiest meals because I heard that when you pass, I believe you defecate yourself. So I would choose the messiest meal ever, so that I would leave this world with a bang, and it would probably be fried chicken, pizza, lasagna.
Have
Or
Harley
do I
make
only
it.
get to choose?
No, anything
Do I
you
only
want.
get to choose one?
Anything you want.
I
But
get
it's not
to
an issue.
Probably ice cream. Get some ice cream in there, like chocolate, like extra chocolate. Something with lots of dairy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Miss Glory, welcome in.
Gloria will go on it by timing. Probably and some good old Filipino food, like chicken adobo with rice. I think
Lumpia.
I'd have all of that. Yeah, lumpia,
Some
all that
pancit.
stuff. Lobster. I love lobster and steak. And yeah, and top it all off with a nice lobster and steak.
Surf and turf.
Yeah. Surf and turf. I think
Fatty
that
ice
would be
cream.
it. Yeah.
So Crimson says, I lived in Hawaii and I walked out into my garage and they flew into your
Oh,
face.
the cockroach flew in the face. Forget that.
Jesus.
The hotter the climate, the more dangerous looking the bugs look like. So if you go to Australia, Philippines, forget about it.
Dude, was it in Australia? I think they have spiders that catch birds, like full-grown birds.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Or in Japan, there's hornets that literally kill you in one sting. Like it's nuts.
No.
Yeah.
Where?
Sean, what's
Not in Tokyo.
No. There's a certain island. I think Sean knows it. Sean, what's the name of that island?
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not going to the island. We're not going to.
Yeah,
I do want to go to Japan because I heard there's
Same.
a rabbit. There's a rabbit island, and there's like a deer island or something, or like an area with just deers. I don't know, one of the two. But anyways, that's the only place I want to go.
I want to go to Japan too. That would be good. Okinawa, I think. Yeah, because Amy was telling me about those. I think it's Okinawa. Bless you.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go during the Olympics when it was in Japan, but COVID happened. And
Yeah.
obviously that went to shit. And it was so difficult to get tickets to go to the Olympics because it was like a raffle system. And I forgot how it went, but basically it went online. And I remember I was trying to get opening ceremony tickets. I didn't even know what the prices were. And obviously they're in the thousands. And the only way to get tickets was to subscribe to a package where it was include the hotel, the events, everything, like 5-star service, and that was like north of 10 grand. I was like, yeah, okay. Looks like we're just gonna stay home.
Miss Glory, is it my background or you talking about this? This is on my
Floating in the
freezer.
background.
I got a freezer here, and it's
Oh,
just
that's-
light.
Yeah, it looks like it's floating.
Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah, because that's the fridge. Oh yeah, it's sitting on the fridge.
It's sitting on a fridge. So this right here, Sean would know what this is. This was actually a display box. We worked at this hotel together, and they had this like super high up, and like you couldn't reach it. And I picked it out because it actually has a monkey up there. Monkeys are my favorite animals. So
Oh,
I
is
picked
it?
that, yeah.
That's interesting.
What about you? Any favorite animals?
At the moment, a cat. I'm sorry, not cat. Sorry, rabbit. I have a rabbit.
Got to go to
I have a
that
rabbit.
Japanese island, get some more rabbits.
Yeah, get some more rabbits. I have a rabbit. That's my favorite animal so far.
Sean says now it's the time to go. The yen is weak versus the dollar.
Sorry, what's that?
Sean.
Oh, because of the travel. Yeah. 100%. Hopefully, I'll be able to go one day.
All right, so those are all the questions I have. Does anybody else have any questions for Juice?
Juice. And Gloria, hello. Gloria's here. Ribs, Crimson.
If not, so typical with the interviews I do, we raid somebody of your choice at the end, so you can always let me know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I see a question. When will I do another cooking stream? Oh, I don't know. It might be, if I am able to do it, it'll probably be in the summertime because I'm going to be in the new environment, new kitchen. I do have an idea, and I gotta ask him first, is to do a cooking stream in my friend's home at Epic Mealtime, the Epic Mealtime kitchen. But I gotta ask him to see if it's available. But if I were to do it, it'll probably be in the summer, next summer. How do you stay so moist? Lots and lots of moist towelettes.
Well, he's Juice. He's just Juice.
Juice.
Yeah.
Juice. Yeah. I have one too. Which one? You have a question? Let's see. McDonald's Coke or Taco Bell
Ooh.
Pepsi? Ooh. I would say, you know what? You know what's funny is that only this past summer that I've obviously stopped because it was getting out of hand. We're drinking more soda, and I have to say I prefer the taste of Pepsi.
Yeah, same.
I prefer the taste of Pepsi. Like, yeah, Pepsi for sure. Um, wow, there's a lot of people on right now. Holy smokes, there's a lot of people on. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Let me go through the list. Go through the list. There's someone new. Let me see what they're up to. Um,
Oh, let me give you a
how?
shout out
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So for those of you that aren't following, go ahead and give him a follow. Look at all that juice. Also, if you
Thank
want
you so
to put your Discord in chat too, we can promote the Discord.
All that
Oh, there you go.
juice.
What is
This
she
shit
playing?
writes itself.
Star Salvager. Okay, I have someone that we can raid. I've got somebody.
Alrighty.
I've got someone. So normally they play retro games.
Okay.
I think it's on brand with some people here. Normally she plays retro games. She is also a mathematician
Oh
or
wow.
she's pretty smart. Her name is Lisa Page. And right now she's actually doing a sponsored stream. She's playing a game called Star Salvager. I don't know what it is.
I've heard
but,
of that.
No, she's pretty cool. She, like I said, she plays a lot of Zelda, a lot of retro stuff on original hardware. I was playing Mario
shit.
64 as well, so she's pretty cool. Lisa Page, and I never get a chance to raid, and I think this is the best option.
Miss Glory,
What do you-
what do you want for Christmas?
Oh, what do I want for Christmas? I don't know. I think maybe more magic cards.
There you go.
Maybe more magic cards because that's what I'm into right now. Listen, it's becoming a problem. It's becoming a problem because Lord of the Rings had announced their magic set, and I love the movie. The movie's great. Best trilogy, by the way, hands down. Best trilogy, Lord of the Rings, and I just wanted to collect the cards, and people in my community have told me that they play Magic, and a lot of people, and they're like wanting me to play with them. So
There you go.
I've been trying to collect the cards these days, so I think it's becoming a problem. Probably that. If you have a superpower, which one would you be? Oh, okay.
That's a good question.
You know how people ask for when they make wishes with a genie, and they say, "What would your three wishes be?" I only need possibly okay. I was gonna say one, but I need two. The first one would be you wouldn't be able to gain weight from any bad food. Like it'll only be the healthy effects of bad food. So you can have pizza, you wouldn't gain weight. You would actually become healthier by eating pizza. So that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And two, to know the answer to everything. That's what I would want. I don't care about being surprised. I don't care. Knowing the answer to everything. How are you going to cure this disease? Oh, it's simple. Just eat that. How do you solve this problem? Oh, just do that. I would be so powerful. In terms of good, I'll be using it for good though. Just for good.
Would you classify time travel as a superpower? Like like Hero from the show Heroes, like you could kind of blink yourself back in time. I'd want to do that.
Yeah, I mean it's an extraordinary ability, so yeah, I would add
Okay,
that
I
to
would either
superpower.
do that or mind reading.
That or mind reading.
Yeah.
I think mind read. If I could I turn it off and on? Like for example, would I be hearing people's
It'd be at
thoughts
will. It'd be
24/7?
like Xavier, where he's
Oh,
just
okay,
kind of puts
so I
his
can
hand
turn
up
it
and he's
on.
like,
I think going back in time would be better
going back in
because
time.
that way, like I could manipulate stuff. Like, oh,
I won the lottery again.
yeah, I won I won the lottery again. Yeah, I think going back in time. You think it would affect you in any way? What is the meaning of life? Well, first of all, do you think that would affect you in any way? Probably, but I would help so many people. My sadness and depression of knowing everything, the answers to everything would pale in comparison to what I'd be able to do for people. So I think that's okay. It's a sacrifice I'd be willing to make. What's the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to um, leave leave life or leave something better the way you left it. I think it's the meaning of life, and to set the example to always be better. I think that's what it is, and so that's where you're forcing the people who are there to evolve into something better because you're leaving a good example behind. I think that's the meaning of life, to leave it better than when you left it. Mentally and physically, know all the answers. I mean, oh yeah, I mean, it would definitely affect me because I would know the answer to everything. Life would be boring.
Yeah, it'd be
But
really boring.
I think I would find infinite enjoyment in seeing the people succeed. Like, imagine going up to somebody and just be like, "Oh, okay, this is what you need to do," or "Here's the answer to this. Go do better." You know, I don't know, or you'd know right away if someone is good, someone is bad. You would know.
Although you might be annoyed because if everybody knew that you knew the answers, the line that you would have of people asking you questions.
I wouldn't be able to tell anybody. That would be the caveat. That I couldn't tell anybody.
Oh God.
I just have an extreme sense of good luck.
I remember
I have just an amazing streak of good luck.
that would be like having a power of being invisible, but you can only turn invisible when no one's looking at you. Like,
Wait, look, listen. Imagine just like anything could be solved. Like, oh my God, my car won't work. Here's the problem. Oh, this is how you do it. Get these sticks and a piece of rock. I can make it for you. I know exactly what's wrong. So I think that would be that. Oh yeah, here. Oh, let me get the page for you.
yes.
Hopefully. Here it is. Let me get that for you. Question for you. Where do you have any plans for your stream in the future? Do you have any I would say goals, but do you have any special things coming up for your stream?
No, just more interviews. I guess for goals, I did have some small ones for just this year. I'm really close to 1,500. I think I don't know what I was like 20 away when we started, so I want to hit 1,500 before the year's over, and then in Discord I'm like 25 away from 200. So that would be like a small goal.
Sorry not to interrupt, but my only recommendation when it comes to streaming and milestones, especially when it comes to follower goals, I try not to mention it because for some reason, and at least this is true for me anyway.
Oh, I've had it happen.
When you're about to get to that round number, you get a lot of unfollows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I've had people tell me, like even friends going, "Oh, just being a dick." Just yeah.
Yeah, it's true for you. Yeah, don't mention it. Like, for example, again, I reached a certain milestone recently. I was able to pass
Miss
3,600.
Glory, thank you for follow.
Hey, there you go. So as soon as I was hovering around that amount, lo and behold, oh, look how many unfollows I have. Exactly to put me down just below 3,600. I'm like, look at that, you know?
3607, you lose 8 people.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like, what the heck? Yo!
Lex, thank you so much for the bits.
It's Lex. Lex. 1,500 so bad, and I got it, and I dropped 30 falls in a day. Oh my God. Crimson, people are weird like that. Lex, how are you? It's good to see you.
Let me give you a shout out there, Lex. While I'm here, hold on. Let me just return the favor on a couple of these. Okay. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. There you go. I think I got
Mexican
everybody.
food. Oh, that's nice. I'm doing well,
Oh,
Lex.
you're welcome, Rich. Thank you for tuning in.
There you go. Wing asked me to do an interview, and this is my very first time I've ever been interviewed by anybody.
Yeah.
You with me?
Nice
So
meeting
I'm very
you too,
honored.
Ribs.
On your left. Hey, Spider-Man.
Very honored, and thank you so much.
Oh, you're
for having
welcome.
me.
Yeah, it's been, like I said, it's a long time coming where we talked about all the time.
My sunshine.
You're welcome, Lex. Okay, so the person's name, you want to put it in chat, and I'll we'll
Oh yeah,
send them
sure.
over?
Will I get timed out?
Well, no, you shouldn't get timed out. But if you just want to you can put their
Oh
name
man,
down and
Bowen
all.
was here to see this shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's their name. Lisa Page. She is. Oh, hold on, didn't go. There you go. That's the
Okay.
porcelain.
I like that name, Paige. If I had a daughter, I would name her Paige.
Oh, there you go. Thank you so much for the shout out, Jedi.
Hey, Bullet. Say good night.
Next.
Good night.
See, look,
Good night.
that video editing, I hate him. And his achievements. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to go see Lookatallthatjuice. Thank you so much. It's been a year and a half since I've done one of these, so thank you for making it easy for me.
Hey, you did a great job, and thank you again for having me. I'm
You're
glad I
welcome.
was the first interview back for you. I really appreciate it.
Yes. All right, here we go.
Oh.